The Jesuit Hour. Get to know the Jesuits. Discover their spirituality, their history, their ministries. The Jesuit Hour. Anything Jesuit, everything Jesuit. The Jesuit Hour.
Good morning mga Katipuneros, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to our show here at Radyo Katipunan 87.9. This is the Jesuit Hour and I'm your host, Father Nono Alfonso SJ. Okay, meron po tayong guest ngayon. Iyan na. At bago po yan, let's begin of course with our prayer. And since September is the season of creation, may pinili po tayong prayer. And of course, it pertains to the environment. And so, let's listen to this prayer in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Through the silence of nature, I attain divine peace. O sublime nature, in the stillness, let my heart rest. Thou art patiently awaiting the moment to manifest through the silence of sublime nature. O nature sublime, speak to me through silence. For I am awaiting in silence, like you, the call of God. O nature sublime, through my silence, I hear thy cry. My heart is tuned to the quietness that the stillness of nature inspires. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, so good morning po mga Katipuneros. Yes, and welcome to our show. It's a Wednesday po, September 4, 2019. And meron po tayong guest as you would know. Yan, okay? So, pasensya na po dun sa mga nag-aabang ng ating episode on the new president of the Ateneo de Manila University, Father Roberto Yap. Of course, he assumes the presidency next year pa. Oo. So, June next year. But we are preparing an episode about him para lang makilala po natin ang next president. Also, Father Eric Eusebio is also the new president of Loyola School of Theology. And so, abangan nyo rin po yan. We will have a show about him. So that makilala po natin ang mga bagong-bagong, batang-batang mga Jesuita na ngayon ay nasa leadership roles na po. Abangan nyo po yan. Okay, and of course, good morning sa ating pong mga tagapakinig in the USA and in Canada to all our alumni associations. We understand, of course, that ang Ateneo Alumni po Association sa Australia would be meeting also this October. So, good morning po sa inyong lahat dyan sa Australia. And please spread the word. Hindi pa tayo masyadong kilala sa Australia. You can connect home, ayan, through our Radyo Katipunan station po, our campus radio here at the Ateneo. Okay, so papakilala ko na po sa atin, sa ating lahat, ang ating pong guest. Yes, kabatch ko raw. Yes, kabatch namin ni Pauline. No? But we don't remember each other from college. Okay, so she now runs a school. A different kind of school. Baka mapagalitan ako ng Ateneo. Competitor, rival. She will explain later why it's not. But she's running a school now and we will find out the name of the school is Abot-Tala. Yun. Please welcome from my batch in college, batch 1991, Miss Joei Villarama.
Hello po! Magandang umaga, Father Nono. Magandang umaga sa lahat ng nakikinig. At hindi po school nga yung Abot-Tala. It's an alternative to mainstream school.
Okay. Alternative. Nako.
Yes.
Oo. Pag panahon natin, di ba, pag sinabing alternative, mga aktivista.
Oo.
Mga progressive. But we will find out. But tell us more about yourself, Joey. So what ano yung kurso mo nung college?
Communication Arts.
So kaya
ito, ang lapit lang kanina. Gusto ko magmuni-muni at mag-flashback, throwback lahat. Pero ang ginawa ko, naglakad ako kanina sa mga puno. Kaya yung prayer mo kaninang umaga, Father, napaka-relevant. Kasi talagang communing with nature, ang sarap-sarap ng peace and with the trees.
Kaya pala hindi tayo masyadong nagkakilala, no? Kasi mga taga-communications, dito lang kayo eh. Dito lang kayo, di ba? Sa may Kay Manang, kasi kami naman, Polisay, doon kami sa Bellarmine. Bellarmine naman ang tambayan namin, So kayo dito ni Napolin.
Yes.
So naalala mo si Pauline,
Oh, yes.
of course.
Oo.
So, Com Arts, and then after college, what did you do?
Okay, so after Ateneo, nag-work ako as a writer sa Manila Times. Well, a TV show, writer, tapos nag-aral ako ng architecture. Kasi medyo hindi ako satisfied doon sa education sa Ateneo at that point in my life. Okay, yung parang may hinahanap pa
may
ako.
kulang pa.
May kulang. So nag-aral ako ng architecture
Saan naman?
sa England.
Wow, sosyal.
Tapos noon, ayun ang galing, ang sarap talaga na tikman ko talaga kung paano yung ibang klase na education na talagang nagpapalawak ng mundo. And bumalik ako dito, nagtrabaho ako sa isang architecture and urban planning firm. Naging pangarap ko linisin yung Pasig River. Nagkaroon ako ng mga series of mga pangarap, mga dreams na talagang I followed my heart.
Yes.
And it led me to different places. And so after yung sa architecture, I was able to work on the master plan sa Pasig River Rehabilitation.
With Gina Lopez?
No, before Gina's
Before pa?
time.
Oh, wow.
Oo. And then after that, I worked for the government kasi I figured while working there sa Pasig River Rehabilitation Plan na yung nagpapatupad ng mga magagandang programa ay nasa gobyerno.
Of course.
So,
they have the resources.
Sumubok po ako, nag-work ako sa Congress, nag-work po ako sa DSWD kay Tinky Soliman.
Okay.
Tapos noon yung
Panahon na yun ni Pinoy.
GMA. Tapos
GMA,
yung umalis
yes.
kay GMA, umalis na rin ako. Tapos doon ako napadpad sa China. Sa China naman, nahanap ko ang destiny ko. Kasi I was single for a long time. Tapos doon ko na-meet ang aking asawa.
Wow.
Na galing sa mainland China. Not Filipino-Chinese, talagang from mainland China.
Chinese talaga, okay.
Tapos noon, I was working in a pharmaceutical company. Paiba-iba talaga. And then I ended up working in a university there.
Wow, okay.
Kasi at doon ko nahanap naman yung pathway to where I am right now, which is education. Pero parang circle of life. Kasi back then, also a point in my life, I had a dream na I wanted to be in education as a teacher. And then, so bumalik yon yung naging professor po ako sa
Anong university?
Tianjin School of Foreign Studies.
Saan to? Beijing?
Sa Tianjin.
Sorry. Hindi pa ako nakapunta sa mainland. Tianjin. Okay. And your husband was also a professor, educator there?
No, he was running an outdoor sports shop. And I was also on the side, before I became a teacher, writing for an expats magazine. So my editor assigned me to interview him.
Ayun
and then I joined his activity.
Okay.
Yung may outdoor activity siya every weekend. And that's how we met. And now we have 2 boys, aged 10 and 7. Joshua and Jimmy.
Wow. So you moved back to the Philippines with
we tried living here for 3 years. Then we moved back to the China. And that's when I taught in the university. And then when I taught in the university, that's when I felt troubled by the system because I could see the lives of my students were very narrow. It was very focused on academics, dormitory, library, classroom. And
did you have to learn Chinese?
Oh yes. That was one of the things I enjoyed there, learning the language, which was so difficult. Of course, the whole new culture, the food, the people, everything.
Okay.
And the history.
So you were saying that you observed.
Yeah, my students were telling me that their life through grade school and high school was almost like a nightmare because they were so focused on getting a good grade in the exam to enter. It's called the Gaokao, to enter the university. So your score there would determine what courses you can take, which university will accept you based on your score. So I didn't want my kids to go through that route where, your life is like based on a score, a number. Well, life is much more than that. And it made me start researching about alternative forms of education. And then my husband and I decided to do homeschooling/world schooling. Travel.
Okay.
And the kids won't be in school, but like wherever we go, that's the school. So it's world schooling. So we drove from the north of China to the south of China. And then we drove also from San Francisco to New York. And then we visited alternative forms of education, schools and learning centers.
Okay.
So we went to the Green School also in Bali, and then we went to about 15 progressive schools in the U.S. and also learning centers that are, some are for homeschoolers. And that's when, even before that, that was my dream, to set up an alternative school in China and the Philippines.
Wow.
But I figured out, the Philippines would be more open because, of course, China has some limitations.
Yun nga, I was about to ask you that na parang sabi mo you were parang nagko-cross country kayo sa China. Pwede pala yun?
Yes. Because my husband, he loves to travel. He loves driving. He drives
walang mga
around
restrictions.
Tibet. Wala naman.
Okay.
Naman siya.
What were you teaching again?
English.
English. Okay. So and then what happened? So parang nag-research ka na rin while already doing it, di ba?
Yes. And then I found this model. It's called the Northstar Self-Directed Learning for Teens. It was started over 20 years ago by a teacher named Ken Danford.
In the U.S.
In the U.S., in Massachusetts. And he was teaching for years and years. And he figured that he was just like a prison warden, and the students were prisoners. Like, no matter how entertaining he makes his classes to be, there's always a student who's not there because, the student's only there because they're required or expected to by family, by society. And that's when he thought of creating an alternative. And Father Nono, there are so many alternatives, not just this. Talagang it's just so amazing. And even though I come from a line of traditional, I went to a Catholic girls' school, then Jesuit University, and I feel very grateful for that and very amazed. But I also saw that there are other ways of doing things.
Of course.
It's not just this, you go there in the classroom and lecture style. And I visited these centers, and it bowled me over. Parang blew me away how different it is. Like, the kids would go there and they didn't have to go to class. If they only chose the classes they wanted to. They could just hang out, and they directed their own education.
Wow.
And it's also treating them fully like grown-ups. Like, they could decide for themselves.
Wow.
And there's no ceiling. It's not like, this is the curriculum that you have to learn. It's so outside the box.
Wow.
And then, so when I saw that, I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could have something like this in the Philippines? So last year, Ken Danford came here, and he helped us start up Abot-Tala. And now it's set up. It's in Taguig. It's real. It's there.
What do you mean by we? Did you get partners?
Yes. So we started it. We were a Facebook group of 3 people. I just invited 2 of my friends, and one of them, Lakshmi, is now also our partner, because she's a homeschool support giver.
Okay.
So she has been supporting homeschooling families for decades. And she's totally a homeschooled person herself, together with her siblings, and she's homeschooling her 3 daughters, and she's so active in the homeschooling community. And that's why we've partnered also with her, because we value the same things, giving freedom to the families, to the children who are looking for this option.
So Abot-Tala, very close to Northstar.
Yes.
Yung may dahilan kung bakit?
Actually, kasi we were trying to think of a name, and we wanted to use Northstar, but we couldn't, kasi nga the idea of Ken was pwedeng bawat center will have its own identity. So you will choose your own name. And then when we were just chatting and then lumabas yung Abot-Tala, oh, yan na yun. So we felt very good about the meaning of the name na talagang kaya mong maabot ang tala.
Your
mga
dreams.
Pangarap.
Yes,
your dreams.
So when you started last year, ano?
Well, we started last year, but we opened this year. We started the process because it's a long process.
So paano ba yun? June or August?
We opened this June, but before that, we opened April and May at the Commune in Poblacion. Yung second floor ng coffee shop. So napaka-groovy, di ba? Coffee shop vibe.
Wow.
Yun talaga yung gusto namin. Talagang it's like your second home. It's like a homey environment. You can hang out. You can play board games. Then there are classes. And the classes are determined by the members themselves. So this
Talagang,
block, for example, we have a class on lightsaber training. And Atenista yung nagtuturo. Si Fear Tahonera. And then we have a class on sign language. The kids
maganda yan.
The teens requested for that. And then we have a class on grit. Self-esteem 101, which has been ongoing. We had a class on financial literacy before. First aid.
So mas ano siya? Mas
DIY food. They make their own bread.
Galing. So how do you recruit the students?
Well, we've been recruiting
Anong
mainly.
age? Anong age bracket?
So the age for the teens, the teen center is for teens ages 12 to 18.
Okay.
But we also recently opened the Abot-Tala Junior for ages 6 to 11.
Okay.
So that's the one that's talagang fresh, nakakasimula pa lang.
So parang may grade school ka, may high school ka rin.
Yes.
Okay. So kumusta yung reception ng mga tao?
Well,
how many students do you have now?
Nakakataba ng puso kasi yung mga pag naririnig namin yung mga kwento ng mga magulang, yung mga kwento ng mga kabataan na talagang it has come at the right time in their the point of their life where they were really looking for something like this. And ang maganda po sa modelo na to is may mga tao talaga na ito yung hinahanap nila. Talagang the kids are not thriving in school. They may be bullied. Experiencing too much pressure and about mental health awareness and the suffering that's experienced by young people nowadays. And so we feel that with Abot-Tala, they do have an option because some parents also, like me, although I really want to homeschool, I didn't want to be the teacher or the sole teacher. So I wanted this environment where there were a lot of mentors. And here, there's mentoring. Mentoring is a very important feature. Every week, the kids meet with their mentor one-on-one. They have a session. So that's how everything is personalized when it comes to their education.
The classes are every day also?
Every day, we have classes from Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, iba't ibang mga subjects and mentors.
Yes, we have math, physics, chemistry.
Meron ding mga yung regulars.
In fact, our teacher was teacher here.
So, meron ding mga regular subjects?
Yes, because the kids also look for it. They choose to. We have 2 kids who love math.
Wow.
And the kids sign up for it, but they're willing. And then there are some who don't. They want to do the guitar, they want to do the lightsaber or theater, improvisation.
Pero di ba parang may required na parang general know-how?
Yes.
So, pag ayaw ng bata ng math and science, paano yun?
This is the thing. A lot of questions, the common question parents would ask is, what about university? What if they want to go to university eventually?
Yes.
So that's why it's very important that we have that partnership with Gopala Learning Haven. Lakshmi Maluya is our partner. And also, there are many homeschool providers now. As you know, homeschooling is also a big movement. There's going to be a big Philippine homeschool convention coming up this September 7th.
Yan ba yung nasa ano mo? Nasa Facebook mo?
SFX Aura.
Ang dami nga.
Oo. Because,
Galing.
parents are really realizing, wait a minute, why
Yeah.
am I putting my child through this?
Yeah.
When there's homeschooling, there are progressive schools also. There are alternatives out there, and it could be a hybrid. You can mix and match. There's just many options. So homeschooling has been, I think, gathering a lot of steam because parents are becoming also aware, and they see that the pressure that some schools are putting unnecessarily on the kids, and so this partnership with homeschool providers. So the homeschool providers or homeschool support, they're the ones who are DepEd accredited. So they also follow the curriculum of DepEd, and they also have a process by which they help the families comply with these requirements.
Ayun.
So that's the yung magandang partnership. There's a homeschool provider or homeschool support, and then there's Abot-Tala. So Abot-Tala provides the physical space where they can go regularly. So there's a community, and that's why we encourage this. We have this physical center because that's where they feel home, at home. And then this is also a kind of like, when you're probably in school, you were thinking, I wonder if there's another way of doing this. Parang, what if we could redefine and redesign school? So that's what Abot-Tala is doing. But without the constraints of having to comply with DepEd regulations and grades and report cards, because that naman will be the role of the homeschool provider.
Yung partner
But
niya.
also, mind you, there are some families who totally go independent.
Really?
Unschooling. Even within the homeschooling community, there's a wide range. There's yung homeschoolers who have a curriculum, yung practically parang bringing school to the house with the textbooks and time, schedule. And then the other extreme is the unschooling. Yung talagang let it go. Totally.
Wow.
And without a curriculum, the curriculum comes from the child. The child really comes up with the program together with the parents or the mentor or the teacher. So and then there's everything in between. So you can imagine how abundant the choices are.
Actually, kahit sa the last mga 20 years, diba? Meron na talagang mga nakikitang pagkukulang. Like for example, I'm sure you know this, diba? Yung nakita yung 8 ano ba yun?
Yung multiple intelligences.
Yes, diba? Nakita yun, diba? Nauuso na nga yan, na parang hindi pala tayo para-pareho lang, diba? Bawat bata, merong talent, may gift, na minsan, diba? If you do not know about this, ilan yun? 9 ba o 8?
8 ba?
Oo, di ba? Yung gano'n, pag hindi mo alam yung mga gano'n, nilalagay mo lang siya sa kahon, hindi na di-develop yung tunay niyang galing.
Oo. So,
diba?
may iba't ibang paraan na method of learning.
And then yung sa...
So, yung
correct,
school, the traditional school, will probably be focused only in not all the 8, but some. So, for example, if the child falls outside of those, then he is labeled. And that's where it's so sad.
Yun yung malungkot diba
malungkot. Hindi tayo kailangan mag-resort to labeling kasi at the end of the day, these are precious beings. And labeling them does not help.
Tapos yung class, tapos yung class sizes, yun talaga, di ba?
Yes.
Masyadong malalaki yung mga class size. So, yun naman yung in-address ng Montessori. Yung Montessori talagang more, di ba? More close supervision of students. Yun yung sinasabi nila.
And even progressive schools, because progressive schools also have a low class number. Yung teacher to student ratio is higher. So,
and then also na nga itong homeschooling. May tanong ako, sa homeschooling lang daw, how do you counter this or how do you respond to this concern? Sa homeschooling lang daw, parang, of course, the parents and their kids, di ba? What about yung socialization, which is important? Paano
yes,
yan?
okay. Actually, yan yung napaka-common na question rin about homeschooling. And ang sagot dito talaga actually mas beneficial pa for real socialization yung homeschooling because the child is exposed to all ages. And in real life,
Ayun,
halimbawa,
tama,
if you
oo.
work in an office,
Yeah.
you're not naman grouped by ages
Yeah,
or by
yeah.
grade levels. In real life, you interact with people of all ages, like a wider range. So in homeschooling, there actually is that greater opportunity for that. And a lot of homeschooling families also, because they're also conscious of this, they make it a point to arrange play dates, to
Yun.
expose their kids, to
Yeah.
have a variety of activities, expose them to people of all ages, different fields. So there's also that awareness and consciousness and deliberate planning
Yun.
on the part of the homeschooling families.
Okay. But not all parents can be teachers, di ba? Kasi whether it's time, di ba? Time constraint, may trabaho sila, or hindi sila marunong, di ba?
Or, or a preference.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
for example, I have a friend and she and we both believe na we don't want to be the teachers.
Bakit
and
naman?
it's harder. Well, for some parents talaga, it's harder to teach their
Yeah,
own
yeah,
kids.
oo.
For some parents, they're so wonderful. Wow, talagang galing, di ba? But for many different reasons, there are families who cannot teach themselves or who prefer not to do it themselves. And that's why there are options like Abot-Tala. There's also a blended learning
Meron na
center
ba kayo?
in Cubao.
Abot-Tala. Dapat meron ka ng meron ka ng tawag nito, slogan. Ano?
Okay. Yung slogan kasi namin, yung tagline namin what school could be if you could redesign and redefine it.
Yan. Abot-Tala. Okay. So ito yung Abot-Tala for the parents who cannot teach their
Yes,
kids
and what
themselves.
other parents also do, they get tutors. So, for example, there are subjects that are very comfortable in teaching, but for subjects that they totally are not comfortable, like physics or calculus, they get a tutor. So, there are many ways to solve the problems. And on September 7,
Ayun,
the
yan.
Philippine Homeschool Convention, you can find out the many ways of practicing homeschooling, and from people who have years and years of experience. They will share their stories. They will share their tools and resources.
Where is this going to happen?
At SMX Aura. The whole day, and there will be speakers, there will be an expo, Abot-Tala will have a booth there, and all other homeschool support programs, providers, yes, so, and there are activities for kids too, so you can bring your kids. There are activities for the younger set, there are board games for the older set of kids, and it's gonna be a fun day full of learning.
Yeah, and you
Yes.
have speakers from
Speakers
all over
from
the globe.
all over the world. There's a Singaporean mom coming from Singapore, from America.
Galing. Sino nag-organize kayo?
No, this is being organized by Educating for Life. They're a homeschooling group, and they've been doing this
Wow.
every year for the past number of years already. So it's a really great opportunity. There are so many homeschoolers out there, and all you have to do is reach out. They're reaching out to people, to families, and then listen to their stories. There are so many beautiful stories out there.
May nag pop up lang sa akin tanong like, so can there be a combination like homeschooled ka for grade school, high school, and then pag college mo papasok ka na sa university?
That's what we're going to hear. We're going to hear the actual homeschoolers who have made the transition from homeschooling from their grade school and high school, and they're now in the university. And I don't know if you watch TED Talks.
Yes.
Ken Robinson,
yes.
how school skill creativity.
Yes.
So he has a comment.
That's supposedly the number one.
The number one TED Talk,
Yes,
the most watched, most
yes.
viewed. So he wrote a book called Creative Schools, and he featured Northstar there. And then in his feature about Northstar, he said that the college admissions of the universities in the States, because this is in America, and Northstar graduates have gone on to universities like MIT, Brown. The college admissions office noticed that those who are homeschooled or who went to a self-directed learning center have a natural curiosity and yung self-directed character, which is different from the ones who went through the traditional schools. And this is regarded as an advantage because they have that, self-starting spirit.
Passion, ano?
The passion. And yung hindi pa na-douse yung love for learning. Kasi sometimes, when parang people are trying to jam things into your head and you feel like there's no, parang napipilitan ka lang. But instead, twist it around and you're free to learn.
Yeah, wow.
And then so nakakatuwa nga kasi yung kwento ng iba na they were homeschooled or they went to a self-directed learning center. When they go to college or university, they wonder, why are some kids dreading this? Because they can feel some of their classmates, they're like dragging their feet. When for them, it's everything so fresh and I'm here because I want to. There's this like innate desire. And it's that innate desire that we should protect. And that's why we're offering this option and other options there.
Actually, naisip ko lang, ganyan naman nagsimula ang akademiya, di ba?
Yes.
May mga philosophers, di ba? And yung mga tao, yung mga students, silang pumipili.
Yes.
Di ba? Silang pumipili ng kanilang master.
Yes.
Diba? So,
and it was a mentoring relationship.
Oo. Sila yung bumubuntot-buntot, nakikinig, and then sila yung, even during the time of Jesus Christ, di ba? Sila yung naghahanap ng rabbi.
Yes, exactly.
Diba?
And this was a very beautiful model that I think medyo nakalimutan natin. Kasi we switched to the industrial model.
Yep.
When the industrialization
That's a good
took
way of,
place,
that's a good way
and then everyone needed factory workers.
Yes.
So parang naging factory na rin yung schools, churning out like you're a cog in the system and you should be a follower. So yun yung naman na we're trying to question rin is why are we breeding or encouraging followers when we need people who question the system, who can innovate.
Yes.
And you rebel against the system. Yes.
Pero,
question authority.
So may mga changes ngayon I'm sure nababalitaan mo may mga itong K-12 since we sige nga. Sige na. How would you critique it? Kasi ito yung may mga nagsasabi ito mga traditional schools, di ba? Criticize nila yan kasi yun ang araw, yung education is really for the industry. Di ba tinatanong, baka ito hindi na magtutuloy ng college, so at least high school, ready na siya for work. Ganun yung K-12, di ba?
Yes.
So parang yung sinasabi mo nga na naging factory ng workers na yung mga schools. Ayun yung sinasabi na. What about you? What do you say?
Nako, napaka topic for a whole new discussion tong K-12 kasi nga marami ring nagque-question, 'di ba? Kasi yung additional na years nakakatulong ba? At may mga nagsulat na at nagpuna nga na parang imbis na makatulong ay yung opposite yung nangyayari. Around the world, maraming nagque-question sa kani-kanyang mga education system. Walang perpektong sistema. However, may mga magandang mag-aral mula sa mga iba, nakakaiba ang kanilang mga methodologies na ginagamit. Halimbawa, yung Finland.
Oo nga.
Finland ay napaka matunog ngayon.
So pumunta ka rin doon? Nag-research ka rin doon?
Yun yung gusto kong puntahan. Kasi public school system to, ha?
Yeah.
Ang pay nila for teachers comparable. Ang teachers nila ang comparable to mga doctors and lawyers.
Wow.
Ganon ka-importante yung education sa kanila. Iba ang grading.
Di ba dapat ganun?
Wala silang grading system for a number of years doon sa early years. Now they are getting rid of subjects. Isn't that radical? Kasi alam mo, masyado tayong nasanay na kinakahon natin yung mga subjects. When related lahat in real life.
Yeah.
And we're going through now so many things, information age, all the information is
may
out
tanong
there,
ako,
diba?
May tanong ako tungkol dyan.
Lahat ng pwede pwede mong impormasyon nandyan at lumalawak yung impormasyon. Tayo naman doon sa mga nasa traditional na sektor ng edukasyon, iniisip nila, kailangan nating dagdagan. Kasi mas nagiging competitive ang education, di ba?
Yeah.
So kailangan mas marurunong ang mga kabataan. So kung napapansin mo, mas maaga nilang tinuturo. Sandali lang, nung grade 1 sa grade 2 kami, wala pang ganyang subject. Ay wala pang, hindi pa yan pinag-aaralan sa math natin, di ba? Ngayon,
grabe.
Pa-advance ng pa-advance.
Naawa ako sa mga bata.
Exactly.
Meron ng, hindi ako nag-prep. Pero ngayon may nursery, may 3 years old pa nag-aaral na. Sabi ko, my God, whatever happens to yung childhood mo niyan, 'di ba?
Pero
wala nang laro.
Yung importance of play na nakakalimutan kasi nga academics saka yung competitiveness kasi parang ang gusto nila paghandaan nila na matataas yung grade sa grade school, high school kasi para makatapak sila,
makapasok ka ng Ateneo.
Kaya yun nga yung irony ng conversation na to na whereas I feel grateful nga to be a part of this community.
No, this is good.
But at the same time, I'm worried kasi ganun pa rin yung mga conversations and dialogues natin na yung halimbawa mga kumpanya, they really prefer mga graduates from Ateneo Lasal UP. When buong Pilipinas, napakalawak. Bakit natin I guess it happens also sa ibang mga bansa kasi may mga elite schools, di ba? And
Harvard,
syempre may mga
Ivy League,
Cambridge, di ba? So yung name, yung reputation. Pero yun na nga, I think we're moving towards dapat na ma-recognize natin lahat. Yung inclusion ba? Yung walang exclusivity. And that's parang maybe the challenge that maybe Ateneans and the Ateneo education, the Jesuit education, can also tackle na yung paano tayo maging mas inclusive, paano natin ma-share yung resources para hindi ka nakakailangan. Kasi ngayon, like halimbawa yung MOOCs, yung, di ba, yung online, you can avail of courses from Harvard, MIT. Lahat yan open na.
Online
courses,
lang.
Diba?
You don't have to leave the house.
And you don't have to pay. Education can be free for all.
Yun nga yung tanong ko.
That's the option rin na bakit you don't have to, hindi ka kailangan gumastos to be well-educated. Kasi nandoon yung mga options. At saka mabalik tayo doon sa mga sinaunang mga pamamaraan na you get a mentor, you intern with somebody you admire, di ba? I mean, lahat yan, these are valid pathways.
Correct. I was in a meeting of Jesuit superiors. At isa doon, isang president ng isang university sa Indonesia. And then he just shared this observation. Sabi niya, did you know that or have you thought that 10 years from now, sabi niya dun sa mga Jesuit superiors, our universities will not be needed anymore. Sabi namin, why do you say that? Because everything is digital na, di ba? People don't have to. May may isang teacher tinanong ng isang estudyante, sir, why should I go to class? I can just Google everything. Diba? So yung teacher parang hindi niya masagot. Sabi niya, sir, I'm sure you're not saying that you are more knowledgeable than Google. Mas bright ka pa ba sa Google, diba? So yung teacher hindi lang nakasagot, diba? So the following day, sabi niya na lang, can I answer that tomorrow? And ang sagot niya lang the following day was, well, can Google love you back? I can love you back.
Magandang sagot naman. And yun naman, alam mo, hindi ka naman we're not taking away from this, yung personal relationship. Kasi I think in any institution, organization, education or otherwise, yun yung pinaka-importanting takeaways. It's the relationships that you build with your teachers, with your peers, your colleagues. Yan yung pinaka-importante. Yan yung heart of the matter. It's a one-on-one relationship. Pero ang sinasabi nga natin ay nagbabago ang mundo. Marami na tayong mga options. Dapat yung methodologies rin natin nag-a-adjust, nag-change, 'di ba? According to yung maganda, may mga options tayo na ganito, the traditional methods also, but maybe may addition tayo, 'di ba? Like yung mga short courses.
Tingin ko papunta na tayo dyan kasi
Oo.
the most successful people now are, 'di ba?
ASQ.
Sina Steve
Formal
Jobs, wala silang
formal universities,
mga
yes.
startups na 'yan, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So papunta na tayo doon. So how about you? How do you recruit your teachers? Kasi they have to be, 'di ba? In sync
okay.
with your philosophy.
So we have two or three full-time and part-time mentors in the center. So
Okay.
they're always in the center. But the ones teaching the classes, they're in the center once a week or twice a week. To teach the classes. So they come from everywhere. They are published authors, they're practitioners in their field,
Galing.
they're like a vlogger actually taught a class on vlogging.
Ayun,
You know,
oo.
so we get, and the teachers are also excited. In fact, one of the here I bought this
The
book,
Teacher
the
Liberation
Handbook.
Wow.
Okay, he has a TEDx talk. Like so Ken Danford has a TEDx talk called Learning is Natural, School is Optional. Joel Hammond naman has a talk called Teacher Liberation.
Ganda ng title nito.
And,
Learning is natural, school is optional.
yes, yan yung Ken Danford, the founder of Northstar, and Teacher Liberation naman, he's the founder of Princeton Learning Cooperative and two other centers. This is based on Northstar. So
Okay.
Joel was also a teacher like Ken, who was like looking for a way out. And when he found Ken, he asked Ken to mentor him to set up his own self-directed learning center. And then he wrote this book called Teacher Liberation. And for me, I've noticed it's not just the kids who get that feeling that they are being freed from a system and being recognized for their own worth,
Yeah.
but also the teachers. Kasi more often than not, the teacher's time in a traditional school is spent grading papers, fulfilling the curriculum,
And you have to follow.
and following the curriculum.
Yeah.
Here, the teachers get to teach from their heart.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you want to
Yeah.
teach, that's what you teach.
Yeah.
You're not expected to teach something else or something outside what you don't want.
But is there a minimum? Like, is there a standard na ikaw yung titingin as the one in charge of Abot-Tala?
Yes, we have.
So they will
noticed-
present their
Yeah.
module and then you will approve.
Well, actually, they don't have to present the module.
Okay.
But they can have pop-up classes.
Uh-huh.
So we have pop-up classes where we can try different teachers and their topics. But because the thing is, we also have a network of people who believe in this, and their heart is in this, and we know their expertise in the field that they're in, and because of this, we have that personal relationship with the teachers already.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we ask them, we invite them. We've also noticed, kasi like for the junior, that was more challenging finding the teachers. Kasi nga it's so new eh. Kasi
Yeah.
nga we've been preparing for Abot-Tala for a year. We were able to find nga the teachers who were in sync when it comes to the Abot-Tala philosophy, the self-directed learning concept.
Yeah.
So we didn't have problems with that. But now sa juniors, we tried out different teachers and we really felt the difference. We could observe the difference between a teacher coming from a traditional framework where you're the teacher pouring the water into an empty glass.
Spoon feeding.
Yes, and expecting the kid to follow, and if the kid doesn't follow, how do I make the kid follow? Versus somebody who's really coming from a progressive framework,
Yeah.
like really the starting point is the child. It talagang it's like a different
Oo.
perspective
Kasi,
talaga, and that you can feel.
Many of our teachers are products of these traditional learning
Exactly.
institutions.
Exactly.
So they have to break free muna. You have to send them muna to the US and be exposed
Well,
to.
no, it doesn't mean that, because you know what? There are people who have broken free. That's why they've been looking. There are people who are deliberately looking for progressive schools because their philosophies resonate with them. People are going towards alignment. You know, I want to be aligned with what my work is and the people I work with. The values, that's very important. And so it's just like finding your tribe. So here, like, you find your tribe. There are families and kids looking for this, and there are also teachers who are really yearning for this kind of this freedom, this opportunity.
Mas actually mas demanding sa teacher, no?
Exactly.
'Di ba kasi
Akala
yung
mo, madali lang, 'di ba? Wala tayong curriculum, free tayo.
Yeah.
But no, it actually takes a different skill
to be
set.
creative, to be responsive to their needs, 'di ba?
And so sobrang personalized.
Kasi nung nagturo ako, I taught for 2 years as part of our formation as a regent scholastic. Nagturo ako sa Ateneo. May sinusunod ka lang na na mga modules 'di ba? So actually I wanted to do more pero bawal.
So in China, I had that luxury and opportunity. I had the freedom to design everything. Kasi I was the foreign teacher. So they let me, they gave me textbooks, but I didn't use the textbook. Talagang I got my students to do Shark Tank. They did their own Shark Tank. We did improvisation. So it was so fun. And then at the end, I had them do an exhibit. Nakakatawa. A lot of them, majority of them, have never exhibited in their whole life.
Wow.
And I told them, you know what? When we were grade school, we did an art exhibit. We exhibited all our works, and our parents came. And then it was totally new to them. So they weren't like used to showing themselves, you know, to other people. So
okay, may tanong ako. Education is education, but yung mga Jesuits kasi, yung philosophy sa school, sa learning it's also formation, 'di ba?
Yes.
You form values, virtues, 'di ba? How does Abot-Tala do that?
Yes, yan
Kasi 'di ba iba yung education is imparting of knowledge, 'di ba? Pero what about the values?
Yes, that's the one naman na
Paano yan?
we
Sige nga.
appreciate very much also the smallness of our community.
Yes,
Kasi dyan talaga nakikita namin lumalabas yung there's this personal need to mentor the kids, especially when it comes to values, and we always put more importance on that over anything else, over academics, knowledge, because it's really the values, the attitude, the character.
So meron bang good moral and right conduct class?
We don't
like
have
respect
that,
for
although
others?
we have grit and self-esteem, which
Ayun.
fall under that.
Yeah.
But also our mentoring sessions, our one-on-one mentoring sessions, and also yun na nga, because in the juniors, for example, there are only 5 to 6 students per age, per group level. So there is really, you know, when a kid does something that hurts another kid, you know, we handle this. We noticed kasi we had some students who came from a traditional school who spent some time with us, and then we were noticing some swear words or parang gusto makipag-away. And then when we investigated by talking, we found out na it's this, because they're in an environment where there are many students, and when it's recess time, it's lunch time, because you're in this environment na it's tough, you've got to be tough then.
Parang nasa kulungan.
Yung medyo may mga iba na nag-haywire na yung they have to kailangan sila yung siga, bubuntalin nila. And we noticed this he was saying discouraging things to each person.
Wow.
And we were kind of analyzing, why is that? Where is that coming from? Because I think it's the parents must not be they're not teaching the kid to be like criticizing each and every person, but he was criticizing each and every one. So we were like really concerned. And then when we got the background of it, that's the thing. Sometimes some of these environments, they can be a breeding ground for bullies. I mean, you understand, because you know they have to survive.
It's actually a very competitive
yes,
setting.
That's
actually.
the thing. That's why, you know, the value rin of collaboration and
It's anyway. So how did you deal with that kid?
well,
Counseling, one-on-one yung mentoring.
We talked, and we also have a psychologist on board, and she's been so wonderful, helping us handle the cases that are more challenging than the normal. So yeah, we rely on her and our mentors to really handle this, and to handle it immediately. You don't wait. You don't have to wait. You talk to them immediately, and also bringing in the family. That's very, very important.
Okay. How do you also determine the classes if they are age appropriate? Di ba meron mga age appropriate?
We also had that matter come up because we had certain classes like we had a criminologist teach a class on morality, ethics, and crime.
Wow.
And she was talking about criminals.
Okay.
And then so...
Sa grade schoolers?
No. This is high school.
High school na. Okay,
not
okay.
grade school. No, the grade school is in a different space.
Okay.
We actually also figured that out. We tried it na combine.
Hindi yan si Jacob Divino,
Hindi.
Hi, Jacob.
Hi, Jacob. Thank you for this. Kasi we had an experiment nga. We put kids who were 9 to 11 years old in the same space as those from 12 to 18. And then we allowed them to take the classes that were for them. But before doing that, we also asked the mentors. Kasi we let the mentors be the ones to decide because they know the content of their class.
Yes.
So for example, there are mentors who tell us, no, this is only for kids who are age 12 and above. So that's how we determine. It's also a case-to-case basis.
So sila na nagsasabi.
Yes, because yun na nga, some mentors naman know how sensitive their topics can be. So we know that. But now naman kasi we have a total separation of the kids, yung 6 to 11 in a different space, and then the ones from 12 to 18.
Okay, batiin ko lang, Joey, yung mga nakikinig nanonood sa atin. Si Lester Menjola, magandang umaga po. Michael Lugto, blessed first Wednesday. Alice Alagos, good morning. Jenny Chua, good morning. Yvonne Peralta, good morning. Cynthia Estrella, good morning. Kathy Cardos, good morning. Julius Tadok, good morning. Suzette Dagaira, good morning. Manoy Ray, magandang umaga. And Jacob Divino, why Abot-Tala? Hanggang saan ang maaabot ng bata? Si Jacob. O nagkapakit lang si Jacob. Bakit daw Abot-Tala? I guess we answered that earlier.
Yes.
No? Okay. So, wow. So how many students do you have right now?
Right now, we have around 15 students in the teen center, and in the kids, we call them juniors, we have around 8. But that's because yung sa junior, it's bagong-bago. We just started opening the Thursday class. Slowly, we're going to open the Monday to Wednesday. So, but the head count for the Thursday is 8.
You know, I just remembered now, meron akong kaibigan, Atenista rin, So, yung asawa niya na-assign sa Bukidnon. So, doon na sila nagpamilya, nagkaroon ng anak. Sinurvey niya, medyo hindi magagaling yung schools doon sa Bukidnon. So, she started muna, kinder, doon niya tinuruan niya yung mga anak niya. Yung mga naging kaibigan niya doon, na interesado na rin, nag-in-enroll din sa kanya. So ganon yung pag-grow ng kanyang school. Sa pag-grow, sabay ng pag-grow ng kanyang mga anak. So the following year, ang tinuro niya naman, grade 1, grade 2. Anyway, medyo may pagka-traditional, pero pag ganon.
Pero meron rin yata na dalawa silang scientists who also set up their own school. Also sa
Bukidnon naman.
No, I can't remember which province, pero may nagkwento rin sa akin.
Yan. Ano yan?
Tapos nun, yung Blended Learning Center, yun rin yung kwento. It started for their kids, and then it grew. So
yung scientists na sinasabi mo, awardees sila.
Yes, awardees.
ng Metrobank Teachers Award.
Yes.
Okay.
Maraming ganung mga stories kasi they can be teachers, they can be parents, they see something like a gap. And then they jump in to fill it.
Okay, so ano pa yung mga plano nyo, Joey? Ano?
Well, yung dream at yung pangarap sana is syempre yung alternative na to ay available sa mas maraming lugar.
Talaga?
Kasi nga, tuwing nalalaman ng mga tao na nasa Taguig kami, ay naku, sana
Traffic.
dito kayo sa North, tapos sana dito kayo sa South. Pero ang ano ko naman rin ay bago kami makapagbukas sa mga areas na yon, kailangan namin mapatibay yung operations namin dito sa
Taguig.
Abot-Tala sa Taguig. Tapos eventually, sana makahanap rin kami ng mga partners. Kasi I think yung key dyan, yung tao na magra-run ng center, yung magiging mentor. And maswerte ako na na-meet ko si Owie, a homeschooling mom, na ito rin yung pangarap. Talagang swak na swak yung nag-meet kami. Kasi ako sabi ko nga kay Owie, ikaw pala yung kailangan ko. Kasi hindi ko nakikita yung ngayon sarili ko na nasa center, na full-time. Mas gusto ko yung nasa labas ako, naghahanap ng mga teachers na papasok, na at saka yung community building outside, ganun. So, yung makahanap ng mga ganitong tao na ito rin yung pangarap nila. So, yun.
And partner with them na lang.
Partner with them, yes.
Yes. Wow. Okay. So, and of course, hindi lang dito sa Manila, but all over the country.
All over the country, and hopefully sa China din at saka sa ibang countries. Merong yearly there's a conference, International Democratic Education Conference. So it's learner-centered education. And they're from all countries, so many different countries, they come together, and yun talagang malulula ka sa dami ng mga
models.
options, models, and yung mga tao, the same tribe talaga, same belief na kailangan nating maging mas mapagpalaya ang education. Theology of liberation. Yes.
Okay, so if people would want to find out more about Abot-Tala,
yes,
paano ba?
please check our website, www.abottala.com.
Meron silang AVP doon, ang ganda-ganda.
May mga videos doon. And nandun lahat ng contact information, address, cell phone number. And you can visit us anytime sa Taguig.
Saan ba sa Taguig? Saan? Sa BGC?
Malapit, hindi sa BGC.
Hindi sa
other
BGC.
side of BGC, yung the other side ng C5, malapit sa Acacia Estates.
Okay.
Yon, doon kami.
Wow. Ano, one building ba yan? O?
Hindi. One room. One room for the teens na divided. May mga rooms for the classes. We have a music room, may studio, may drums,
Ayun.
piano, guitar. And then there's in another area for the kids naman. Yun.
And of course, you have an event coming up
Yes, the
this Saturday ba yan?
Yes, Philippine Homeschool Convention by Educating for Life.
How do you register?
They have a website. You can register. You Google it. They have a registration form. You can listen to many speakers from the Philippines and abroad.
Ang daming speakers.
Yes.
Nakita ko yung pinost mo.
Yes. And they're all graciously and generously sharing their experiences and stories.
Is that the first time in the Philippines?
No, this has been happening every year for the past, I don't know how many years.
Sharing of experiences.
Yes, and it's a growing community.
Okay, thank you so much, Joey. That's the time we have, but we wish you all the blessings, di ba? For your dream.
Yeah.
Sana maabot mo ang tala.
Maraming salamat, Father Nono, for this opportunity and for the blessing of this time with you and for all the listeners.
Okay, yan po. Let's pray for Joey and for Abot-Tala, and support her and her ministry. Ayan po, Thank you so much. This has been the Jesuit Hour. Sana po ay nakapagbigay kami ng inspirasyon at kaalaman sa inyong lahat. Hanggang bukas po. This is Father Nono Alfonso SJ. See you soon.
Jesuit Hour. Get to know the Jesuits. Discover their spirituality, their history, their ministries. The Jesuit Hour. Anything Jesuit, everything Jesuit. The Jesuit Hour.